Hello Anna, it's Monday, June 21st, and I finally have time to talk about my ideas on how to help the Earth not get dead. As you know, Anna, I am a scientist, not in the sense of being a guy in a white lab coat doing research with stuff and test tubes or anything, but in the sense that I am a student of science and I love it and it makes me feel pretty inside when I learn something new and awesome and how it applies to my everyday life. Anna, most science people pick a particular discipline that they particularly love the most, and as you know, I am a chemistry person. Well, technically, I guess since I'm alive, I'm a biology person because biology is life and it's all the rest of the stuff that's just chemistry and physics. Nerd joke, nerd joke. But anyway, I just really love chemistry a whole lot. And as for the rest of the sciences, I mean, I like biology pretty well, and, you know, and I like math if you count that as a science instead of it being its own thing. You know, geology and oceanography are pretty interesting, and I don't have a beef with astronomy or meteorology, even though I don't particularly care about them either way, and it's just physics that I really hate! That last sentence was really long and confusing, and I think I got a little lost in it with all of those detours and asides, so I'm consulting the map to my sentence. Let's see. Science, chemistry person, biology is life, joke, is math a science or isn't it, geology, oceanography, listing all of these different sciences, and my feelings about them ranging from being awesome to ambivalence to thinking they're really terrible. Physics is the worst. Oh, here I am, right there. But I think that most of these scientific disciplines can all agree on one thing as being totally vital to each of those sciences: water. Water is pretty important to biology since we're all dead without it. There's no study of life without life to study, you know. Without water, we wouldn't have things like the Grand Canyon or limestone, so I guess water is pretty important to geology too. And oceans, you know, are made out of water. So we know that oceanography finds water really essential. I honestly have no idea what astronomy really entails, but everyone freaks out like at 6 a.m. on Black Friday at IKEA whenever they find water on like the moon or Mars or something. So I guess it's probably important in astronomy also. Without water, there wouldn't even be any weather in all non-desert biomes. So meteorology wouldn't even really exist without it. And chemistry without water is a shadow of its former self, much like the career of Christopher Lloyd post Back to the Future. Without water, chemistry would lose most of its major subsets. We wouldn't have acid-base chemistry. Salts would be much more difficult to ionize, meaning electrochemistry, like batteries, would probably be a lot less cost efficient. Hydrogen bonds would be way less pervasive. We would probably not even have been able to develop analytical techniques like maybe spectroscopy or chromatography. Does it sound like I know what I'm talking about yet? And there wouldn't be a molecule that we can make a space-filled model of that looks like a Mickey Mouse silhouette. And most distressingly, we couldn't make awesome explosions just by throwing chunks of elemental sodium and potassium into a lake. I've taken the liberty of finding a couple of really good demos on this experiment, so you can click on any of these links to watch. These two here and here give you a pretty good idea of the whole thing, but it's really these two here and here that are particularly awesome. You get the idea. So basically, Anna, my point is that in 6, biology, geology, oceanography, astronomy, meteorology, and chemistry, out of 7.5, physics and sort of math, major scientific disciplines, water is a huge participant in making things work. That's 80% of major umbrella scientific disciplines, which means that we need to conserve as much water as we can. And as it turns out, I'm out of time, so I'll talk to you about my actual suggestions on how to help the Earth not get dead by conserving the pure awesomeness that is water in my next video. But here's a nice summary of this video, not necessarily in order of appearance. Number 1, water is super important. Number 2, chemistry is awesome. And number 3, explosions. That, Anna and Sneak Attackers. I'll see you next time. Best wishes, nerd fighters. I actually did make a map of that sentence, and I thought you might want to look at it a little more closely. See Science Boulevard, and here's there's even a red star.